When most of us think about conflict in Iran, our minds usually go to external pressures, right? But the thing is, right now, the most important fight, the one that could decide everything, is happening inside its borders. It's this incredibly complex, multi-sided war for the country's future. So today, we're going to break down who's fighting, what they're fighting for, and, most importantly, why they just can't seem to get on the same page. And it all kicks off with this. On February 28, 2026, the supreme leader is assassinated. And just like that, this event rips a massive power vacuum right into the heart of the Iranian state. The whole country is thrown into chaos, and the stage is set for a truly monumental struggle. So that's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? With the old regime completely falling apart, who is going to step in and fill that void? And, well, the answer is not simple at all. Because this isn't some clean, two-sided fight. You've got multiple factions all making a play for control. Let's start where the political heart of the nation is really beating, Tehran. Here, the fight isn't so much a street fight for territory. It's more of a battle over ideology, with two major Persian-led opposition groups competing to define the very soul of what a new Iran is going to look like. And the two main players in the capital could not be more different. On one side, you have the National Council of Resistance of Iran, the NCRI, and they're pushing hard for a democratic republic. But on the other side, you've got the monarchists who want to hold a referendum that could, bring back the throne. This split right here is the first major crack we see in the opposition. So the NCRI, it's basically this umbrella organization. They're trying to act as the connective tissue for a post-regime Iran. They've even gone ahead and announced a provisional government, which is a really bold move, trying to prevent a total collapse of the state. So what's their game plan? Well, it's all laid out in their 10-point plan. It's got a lot of things you'd expect: free elections, human rights. But the most crucial point, the one we really need to pay attention to, is this one: a specific promise of autonomy for Iranian nationalities. This is a direct shout-out to the country's ethnic minorities, trying to build a really broad coalition. And that promise of autonomy is so critical, because while this political battle is raging in Tehran, there are literal fires burning on Iran's fringes. Long-simmering ethnic insurgencies have just exploded, opening up entirely new fronts in this conflict. Okay, first let's head up to the northwest, which is home to Iran's large Azeri population. The situation here, especially around the city of Tabriz, is incredibly tense, and it's made even more volatile by the active involvement of neighboring Azerbaijan. And things escalated here fast. On March 5th, Iran actually launched drone strikes into Azerbaijan. By the very next day, Azerbaijan had its military on high alert. And this is a huge deal, it completely evacuated its consulate in Tabriz. That move has seriously emboldened local Azeri dissidents, who are watching the regime's diplomatic power just crumble before their eyes. Now, if we move west into Kermanshah province, we run right into the long-standing Kurdish insurgency. For decades, their main goal has been greater autonomy, and they see this moment of pure national chaos as their best shot to finally get it by helping to bring down the central government. And then we go way down to the southeast, to the border with Pakistan. And this might be the most chaotic front of them all. Over here, Sunni Balochi groups like Jaish al-Adl, they aren't just protesting, they're actively seizing territory from the collapsing Iranian state. And their gains have been pretty significant. Jaish al-Adl has taken control of multiple border posts and is carving out what they're calling liberated zones. The chaos has gotten so bad that neighboring Pakistan has had to completely seal its border just to try and stop the violence from spilling over. And this is where you start to see just how complicated things are getting for Iran's neighbors. Pakistan's government officially condemned the assassination, probably to try and calm down pro-Iran factions inside their own country. It just goes to show you that these neighboring countries are walking a very thin tightrope, balancing their own stability against the crisis next door. So when you put it all together, the political fight in Tehran and these three totally separate ethnic uprisings on the borders, you start to see the real picture. The Iranian state isn't fighting one rebellion. It's fighting four, all at the same time. Okay, this table lays it all out pretty clearly. In Tehran, you've got the Persian opposition, looking for national control, maybe with some political backing from the West. But then you have the Kurds, the Azeris, and the Balochis, each with different goals, different methods, and supposedly different external backers. They all share an enemy, that's for sure, but they absolutely do not share a vision. Just let that sink in. 4
distinct wars, all unfolding within the borders of a single country. This isn't some unified revolution. This is a nationwide fracture. Which brings us to the ultimate puzzle. With the regime on its back foot, fighting on 4 separate fronts, why hasn't the opposition been able to come together and deliver one final unified blow? The greatest obstacle to the regime's downfall, the one thing that's really preventing these groups from forming a united front, it isn't the strength of the Revolutionary Guard. It's not the remnants of the government. It's the opposition itself. Yeah, you heard that right. The deep, deep mistrust and the totally conflicting ambitions among these factions might just be the collapsing regime's greatest asset. And here's why. The Persian groups back in Tehran are fighting over whether the future is a republic or a monarchy. But at the same time, their whole vision of a single, unified Iran clashes directly with the goals of ethnic groups who might want autonomy or even to break away completely. These aren't small disagreements. They are fundamental, core conflicts over what a post-regime Iran should even look like. So it all boils down to this one question. What happens when the enemy of your enemy isn't your friend, but is just another rival in a free-for-all for power? The answer to that? Well, that's what's going to decide the future of Iran.